Good evening, and welcome to the fastest few minutes in sports. I'm your host, Brian Mathis, and we're here to talk about everything in the Indianapolis GAA. I'm coming to you tonight from Pogue's Run Grocer on the 10th Avenue. They call it the Dime over here, but I'm coming at you from this store. They've been a great sponsor of us. If you remember the first time we went out, we went to Good Earth, and now we're going to bookend it with our other great grocer sponsor, Pogue's Run. Let's get right into the action and talk about last week's games. First off, we see Two Gingers versus Upland. The last time they played to a draw. This time, Two Gingers said no way to that. They went ahead and stomped Upland 7-8 to 4-15. Now, if you do the math on that, that's only 29 to 27. It was a tough game for each team, but Two Gingers looked in control of that entire game. Casey Sampson for the Two Gingers, she got herself a goal, and Ian Hutchinson on the opposite side for Upland got himself 5 points. In this picture here, you see a great leaping attempt to block Littlejohn, but again, Littlejohn got that shot off. This game ended up a Two Gingers win. In the following game, we see Clada versus Health Source. Now, in this particular game, we were playing for the pride of the Pugh household. Brian Pugh, father of Jeremy Pugh, exhorted his Health Source team to make sure that the Health Source team stomped the Clada squad into non-existence because he didn't want to have to worry about that happening in his house. And certainly enough, Health Source came up strong, beating the Clada 6-18 to 3-9. Health Source held Clada to no goals in the first half in this particular game. Clada came on strong early in the second half, but was shut down pretty rapidly by the Health Source defense. We see Sarah Saft as well as Joe Sefker getting goals in this particular game. And then on the opposite side, the pride of 6 Mile Bridge, Tristan Chaplin, put up 2 goals and 4 points in this particular game. Another thing for me, Brian Mathis actually came out of goal and scored a point, even though he was blocked by Laura Norfleet in his first attempt. Here we've got a great picture of Shelby showing her striking form for the Health Source squad. All right, and on to the second part of the Sunday's games. We see Connors versus Pogues. In this game, it didn't mean anything to Connors. They had already locked up first place in the Indianapolis League. However, it meant a ton to the Pogues because if they win this game, they guaranteed them a second place spot. Pogues has been on a winning streak. They have been pushing hard. Their youth has been working really well. And finally, they went ahead and beat Connors, the first team to beat Connors in a good long time, with a score line of 3-18 to 5-6. That's 27 to 21 for those of you who can't do the math. We see Nate Roberts, general manager of Pogue's Run, scoring 1 goal and 5 points for the Pogues. On the opposite side, we see Jessica Rhodes, a great camogie player for us, scoring a goal and 1 point. Take a look at this here picture of a high ball coming in to the Connors giant, Zach Kitchell. It did not go well for the Pogues on that particular play, but it ended up being a Pogues win on the day. Our final game was Renners versus Good Earth. This is for the middle of the pack. Good Earth was trying to win this game, and with a Pogues or Two Gingers loss, they would move up in the rankings. They played Renners, a very tight defensive game. I refereed this one. We see Good Earth eking out a win, 3-12 to 3-8. Ty Bremer scored a couple of points for the Renners squad, and on the opposite side, Andretta Erickson had a point for the Good Earth group. We ended up the day with camogie. We see camogie, the Team Green, Team Toby's Turtles, winning 4-11 over Team Black Death 3-9. Here's a great shot of Allison Boyke striking the ball out of her defensive end, getting it into the offense for her team. This ended up being, in the league, a tie 4-4 for the green and the black. Shows how these ladies developed, such that the Team Black won the first 3 games, but Team Green got their act together and brought it to a tie. At the next premiere night, we're going to see which of these groups really fights hard. Team Green, Team Black, Team Toby's Turtles, Teams Black Death. Who's it going to be? I'm going with Team Green. I think they've got it all together, but you'll have to stay tuned for all of that. I have come to the mountaintop, the top of Pogue's Run Grocer, to pray, to meditate, to work on who will be the next champion, who will win these games. I come to the top of Pogue's Run Grocer. And now it's time for the Swami. First thing I want to do is thank everybody who's been involved with the Indy GAA Pick'em. I think it's been a great exercise this year, great amount of fun. Everybody's watching everybody's games intently, putting their money down where they think teams are going to end up. As for the Swami, I ended up 30, 14, and 4. That's 34 points out of 48. That's not so bad. It'd win me a high-rise condo in Vegas, but here in Indianapolis, clearly not enough. Oh, look who's been with me for the past 11 weeks as the champion. How have you been?
Doing well.
All right, so tell me, how's it been as the league leader in this Indy GAA Pick'em for the past 11 weeks?
Well, let me tell you, it's been quite a ride. Excuse me.
Are you okay? Are you okay? Hey, she's choking! She's choking! Can I get some help over here? Oh! I can help. Oh, hey! Good to see you.
You too.
It appears that Sarah Saft choked at the very end, and taking her place was Haydar, who went ahead and eventually was our champion. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How does it feel to be so close the entire time and then right at the end, nip her in the bud?
You know, it was exciting the past few weeks. I made a little run towards the end, and Sarah choked just enough for me and Cody to tie in the very final week, and my tiebreaker was just enough to squeeze in there for the top spot. So it was a fun time. I enjoyed it a lot, and we'll definitely do it again next year.
Good. Well, as I can say, thank you very much. I had a great time, and I wish the Swami did better. But congratulations and enjoy the whiskey.
Thank you.
All right, now on to this week's picks. First, in the first games this week, we see Health Source versus Two Gingers. Health Source was 6th position, Two Gingers was 3rd position. Two Gingers top scoring offense in the league at 26 points a game. Health Source only lost their games by an average of 0.4 points a game. So they played everybody tight all year long. One game ended up between these two in a draw, and another ended up in a Two Gingers win. The Swami is going to go out and say Health Source wins this game. A healthy Kieran Connery is going to go ahead and bring this squad over the top. The next game we see Pogues versus Upland. A 2 seed versus a 7th seed. Pogues won both games this season. We see Jacob Wilkes, who is a scoring leader in the top 3 in points scored, goals scored, total points. I don't see how Pogues loses this game to Upland, who's had the 3rd ranked offense, but the 7th ranked defense. Let's go ahead and take Pogues in this game. Next we see Connors versus Claudia. This is a 1 versus 8 matchup. Connors beat their teams by an average of 6 points a game, and Claudia, they ended up being worst on offense, worst on defense. I don't see how the Swami could see in any cards in his jewels at all that Connors loses this game. I've got to take Connors, especially since they've already had and beat the Claudia twice this year. And in our final game for the playoffs, we're going to see Good Earth versus Renters. This is a replay of last week's game. With Good Earth, they have the top defense in the league by quite a bit, and they're playing a Renters squad where Cody and Bremer are doing most of the scoring for them. But I don't see anything out of last week's game that's going to tell me that Renters is going to overcome Good Earth. Go ahead and put it on the board, Good Earth, to win that game. And you know what? We'll see you on the pitch.